So, actually my first idea, first week of this cohort, I worked on that idea and then found that it would be more fun to build cohort.
Nope, sorry.
Oh,
Oh,
good.
I get it.
This is just pure passion. I'm not looking for investment. I built this app for one person, this guy. If someone will use it as well, I would be happy to hear your feedback. I mean, at the end of the day, it's about language cards. And I even called it Nick's language cards. By the way, today I've got an approval for App Store, so application is currently in the App Store, which I'm very happy about after eventually 4
Rejections.
Yeah, 4 successful rejections from the App Store. Yes. So, what is that about? Since 2009, I mean, English is not my native. I had to learn German. I mean, I'm into language learning in general, and I came up in 2009, before even I had my first iPhone, with those physical cards. So I would, I mean, in some books I've read that yellow color with black ink really helps you to imprint it on your memory, and there are a couple of techniques, and I would learn words like that. For example, in this case you see it's an English word. And then I found out about forgetting curve, that actually just after 12 minutes you would keep maybe 30%. If you are an Einstein, in my case it's maybe 8%. I mean, this annoyed me a lot, and I've also found out a bit about this spaced repetition system with 8 to 12 minutes. So you, after learning new words, you kind of just go play with 10 minutes with your cat, or I don't know, video games, or just go for a walk, and in 10 minutes you know, remind yourself before sleep, because it allows you to imprint it also into your long-term memory, and so on, up to 300 days, which is basically a year. How do you implement it? Set reminders without phone. Back in the days it was also kind of hard. So I came up with, I didn't came up, I found this box that I eventually glued together, and kind of I was putting the first words that I just learned in the first one, all the way to some archive that I would just go over once a year. So in July 2019, I was already seasoned app developer, and I tried to build it myself. I mean, I've created this geometrical model, and it was so much fun, but it never flew. I mean, the application got to the App Store, but it was so hard to maintain it, and I spent probably 2 months of developing that, just in between projects, in between hustles. And then how it looks, like, quite ugly if you ask me. And yeah, in 2019 I got into App Store, and now, as you heard, in just 1 week, it was amazing. I haven't read or I haven't checked any code in this application. So with Coach Nova it's a bit of a different story, because Coach Nova is quite a complicated product. Like, you need AI communication, you need to train your own model at some point. Here, pure vibe coding. I haven't touched any line of the code. So how does it look like? This is a landing page, also fully created by Claude. So you get the idea why to use it and so on. And then if you go to the App Store, it is finally in the App Store. Why can I zoom it? Okay, let's zoom it like this. So I will not go into details and actually open the app, but basic idea is that you have 3 tabs. You create your own words. So imagine if you are on the go. Now I learn Portuguese. I hear a new word. I open my app, enter it immediately. It translates it and puts it into my card system. And then before I go to sleep, I will just click review all, and just transfer them into long-term spaced repetition system. Yeah, and at some point when I have 2 cards, I would just hit start button and repeat them and make sure that I never forget the Portuguese word. Hopefully, most probably. Yeah, yeah, that's me, and that's Nick's language cards.
All right, 4 minutes Q&A. Or observations from Fernando first.
And very nice, that's what I have to say. It looks, I think because you bring some charts about how you learn, the repetition process, I think this gives a lot of credibility for the products, so well done on that. Who are you thinking that will be your users? Do you have any specific language, or do you think that you'll be executives, teenagers, or?
Literally one person, that's me. Well, but actually it's quite a big market, because there is an app, Anki, and they have 30 million users. So if I go just after them, I kind of check their UI, and it's not, I mean, it's quite outdated and everything, and they are definitely missing features. Like here, I have definitely in English, in German, soon in Portuguese, in Russian, in Ukrainian, couple of these core words that I could just offer with this app. So I think there is some to this idea if I would now spend more time. Yeah, but so far I'll polish it with my Portuguese, and then maybe offer it in a month or 2 as a commercial, some freemium or something like this.
And why did you pick App Store and not like a web app?
Because I'm an iPhone user.
Okay.
My main customer is an iPhone user.
Okay, this is a good answer. It's because like if you do an app for App Store, then you neglecting all the Android users, and it's fine. It's just a matter of curiosity.
Oh no, it would take me probably 2 hours to put it on Google Store right now. It's developed cross-platform.
But do you wanna do that, or is just like you're just focusing on?
No, for now I'm fully on Coach Nova, and it's either I do that or this, or
Yeah.
But maybe in some time I would just improve it. But also I started to use it because it just got an approval. I installed it myself now, and I have right now 10 words there. So I think with time I also kind of reviewed the algorithm behind it, and polish it with me, and then I can really be happy also to offer it to other people. Yeah.
I love it already. I have something like a layman's version of this on Notion, where I'm just trying to add my words, and I never have this like repetition thing or the quiz thing that I think features. It's really cool. So I would definitely use it. But did you mention, do you have like an audio thing as well, where you get to hear the words pronounced, or?
So currently there is a transcription, but yeah, my initial idea was to maybe add audio as well, and add some API that would actually pull this audio and maybe generate it even on the fly with AI. Because right now ChatGPT is really good in pronunciation. So every time I learn, especially good with Portuguese. Like Portuguese pronunciation is sometimes quite tricky. You get this fish word, which is like X in that, and you say it as a sha, like what? Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, it would be a nice feature. If you start using that, and if you request a feature, yeah, I will consider that.
It works with both languages, because reading the Portuguese word and remembering the English word for example, for certain persons is quite easy. Then it's the other way. It's like the English word, but reminding yourself the Portuguese version of the word is probably harder.
Yeah, I haven't tackled this problem.
And the second thing is like, they say that to start learning a language and start like being able to speak, you need to learn 300 words, something like this.
Yeah.
So I think it would be a good marketing aspect if you were
Yeah.
ever to do something to say, okay, the 300 basic words that you need to know, and just focus on that, because the language app, they just give you more and more and more, and you learn, but sometimes you learn things you're not interested in or not useful to you. And
Yeah, this exactly this problem. Like there are not that many words that you actually use in your daily interactions. Ordering a coffee doesn't have to be a PhD level, Portuguese. And why I like this system and why I like my cards, because it's basically the words that I meet in daily life. It's not that you go on Duolingo and just click it through and be happy about it. And sometimes you never use those words ever. But it's actually really about the specific context.
Yeah, one thing that would be super nice to add is Portuguese, we have the articles that are feminine and masculine, like cadeira. Is it like male, female? Like for people that are learning, I think that if you can have the articles, and sometimes for me a hard time in English is prepositions. I never know when it's in, on, or at, you know what I mean? So that would be a nice feature as well on top of the word. Like, okay, what are the things around this word that you also need to know?
So there are 3 features I'm writing down. You guys take it.
I think that this focusing on a small amount of words would be very, because I'm trying to learn Russian, and I know some words that I will never use, and the words that I need to maybe know, then when it comes up in the conversation,
Yeah.
Nick, thank you.
Thank you.